Okay, we have the specimens of the human brain here in these three bowls. So you can see here, this is plastinated, this is not, this is preserved. Here you can just see the dura mater separated from the brain. Here you can see the human brain with the dura mater. So you can tell the human brain from the size and also the shape, unlike the sheep brain we saw earlier. So it's more round compared to the sheep brain, and obviously bigger. The size depends on the person and when it was collected. Then let's look at some of the structures. We will go back and forth between these two depending on what we can see. So if you take the brain, most part of your brain is your cerebrum, this whole area, and the cerebellum is in the back right here. Okay, the raised areas, you see the elevations, that's your gyrus. The grooves that you see, that's your sulcus. And if you see in the middle, you can see the thalamus, the round oval area, that's your thalamus. Below that is your hypothalamus. Then your pineal gland is located here behind the thalamus. The pituitary gland will hang from the hypothalamus. You don't see it in this view, it's broken. This is your stem of the brain with the other parts. So this is the very end of the stem of the brain. You can see the spinal cord, you can tell the spinal cord. You see this line starting here, that's your central canal of the spinal cord. So this is your medulla oblongata. The next bump is your pons, and this is your cerebral peduncle, and this is your corpus callosum. This membrane that's covering the space, that's your septum pellucidum. This is your lateral ventricle, the right lateral ventricle. The other left lateral ventricle is on the other half of the brain. And the cerebrospinal fluid forms here. It comes out and goes through the third ventricle that's around the thalamus and goes through the between the thalamus and hypothalamus. You can see the third ventricle passing through. Then it continues as the cerebral aqueduct and it goes to the fourth ventricle that's between the medulla and the cerebellum. Okay. What else? On the cerebellum, you can see the tree-like structure, which is your arbor vitae. You can see in this specimen also, you can see your cerebrum, the gyrus, the sulcus, the corpus callosum, the lateral ventricle. You don't see the septum pellucidum in this. That's your thalamus, hypothalamus, the pons. You can see the nice bump. The next bump, that's your medulla oblongata. Spinal cord is down there. This is your cerebellum. You can see the nice arbor vitae, the tree-like structure. And this is your dura mater on the outside. But the dura mater, when it comes inside here, you can see the number 50, where it's coming into the longitudinal fissure. When it comes in the longitudinal fissure, we call it the falx cerebri, F-A-L-X cerebri. Okay. And here you can see the dura mater that is separated from the brain. So you can see on the outside we call it the dura mater, but in the middle where it goes in the fissure we call it the falx cerebri. The arachnoid matter is the inner layer and the pia mater is the surface of the brain itself. So the meninges of the brain from outside to inside you call dura mater, arachnoid matter, pia mater. If you say the other way around, the first one is the pia mater, arachnoid matter, and the outermost is the dura mater. So the first letters, if you see, is like P-A-D. It's like a brain pad. It gives protection to the brain. Okay, so you can remember that easily, right? Thank you.